What if a church built to protect a village and was the very reason it disappeared? High in the misty mountains of Montenegro, there stands a ruin no one dares to enter after sunset. Locals say that if you listen closely at night, you'll hear the church bells ringing, even though the bells were buried over 100 years ago. You're watching The Haunted Truth, where real horror meets reality. Tonight we uncover the chilling legend of the cursed church of Montenegro, a place that turned faith into fear and devotion into death. The story begins in 1896, when villagers near Black Lake decided to build a small wooden church after surviving a brutal plague. They believed the church would protect them from evil, but the priest who arrived to bless it wasn't who he claimed to be. He was a wandering stranger, pale, quiet, and always seen writing strange symbols into the church walls. Within weeks of his arrival, the villagers began to die again, not from disease, but from something unexplainable. Their bodies were found frozen in expressions of terror, eyes wide open as if they had seen something no human should. The ground around the church began to rot. Even animals refused to graze nearby. At night, witnesses reported hearing chanting inside, even though the doors were locked from the outside. When the priest vanished one winter morning, the townsfolk stormed the church. What they found made them seal it forever. On the altar lay his robes, but no body. Instead, a deep burn mark in the shape of a man, as if something had melted straight through the floor. They buried the church under layers of rock and salt, praying the evil would stay hidden. But in 1984, after a heavy storm, the remains of the church resurfaced from the earth, perfectly preserved. Since then, hikers have vanished near Black Lake. Rescue teams found their tents torn apart, and recordings of church bells echoing through the fog. No one knows where the sound comes from because the original bell was never found. They say on nights when the wind shifts over the lake, you can still hear the faint toll of that cursed bell, counting souls that never made it home. So tell me, do you think the church was built to protect the people or to trap them? Because some locals believe it still rings for the next soul to come too close. What if a church built to protect a village was the very reason it disappeared?